Hello and welcome to Grade Point 5.
Shit. You were right, Wayne. I did have something.
I knew you would. That's why. Let me do it quick. To answer Ed's question.
Weren't expecting that, were you, bitch?
To answer Ed's question, yes.
Yeah, Cap's so broken as a human being now that he'll probably be including Piper's.
Yeah.
You have to understand that he will never recover from yesterday.
We make that joke that he will never recover. He actually will never recover because he was full blown tilted that night.
He did not think in any way, shape, or form that he would win that poll. And to be honest, neither did any of us.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that it was going to be me or Piper.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the whole thing was just going to be a showdown between us two.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
You know what I think happened is I think that half of Cab's votes are actually mine because there are people out there that still think we're the same person.
That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious. We've heard that Cab guy talk about Gundam a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm. No, wrong guy.
You should just call yourself Punish Cab or Venom Cab.
Oh well. You remember what we said earlier? If we could come up with a different name.
Do it.
Give me 1 sec.
I got it.
Bestow it upon me.
All right, there it is.
Kept you waiting.
See, now you just gotta just randomly go on tirades for no reason.
Looks like you need to rebuild your private collection of buttholes once again. Whoa! Whoa!
Wait, you guys don't know we also trolled? I assume troll until proven otherwise. That's
right.
Yeah.
That's the way I always operate. Why? I gotta right this ship. God dang it.
Autism fairies.
Last thing I need is a Konami fucking strike, okay?
That's true. That's fair.
Diversity in Comics is on the High Council tonight. Now, are you talking about the current Diversity in Comics, which is just a fan that changed his name to Diversity in Comics after Zach gave up the name, or are you talking about Zach? Because either way, that'd be interesting. Yeah, we're talking about cab rides. Apparently, Ed in the chat wants to go on a cab ride. So,
Might break him.
Say what?
I said he might break him, TBH.
He might. Yeah. In case people don't know, this is the banter part of the stream, and then this continues for the next hour. And
I was gonna say, isn't every part of the stream the banter part of the stream?
Oh, you know how it goes. And Mata asked, who's Sophie Turner? Let's answer that question, shall we? Sophie Turner. Game of Thrones fans' petition is just disrespectful.
Shameful display.
SMH, TBH.
Shameful display.
Game of Thrones actress Sophie Turner defended the series finale and called fans disrespectful for signing a fan petition requesting HBO remake the series. Turner, who will appear as Jean Grey in the upcoming X-Men Dark Phoenix film, Trash, spoke to the New York Times about fan reaction to the series finale.
Anytime I hear people kind of start down this path, I kind of hear fucking Newman in Jurassic Park bitching at John Hammond about, you think this shit's fucking easy or cheap? Give me more money and I will sell your fucking secrets.
She indicated she was, quote, not surprised by the negative fan reaction surrounding season 8. Then why are you complaining? And more specifically, the final 2 episodes. She states, people will always have an idea in their heads of how they want the show to finish. And so when it doesn't go to their liking, they start to speak up about it and rebel. Oh, God. Is she about to say we are subverting expectations? Is that where this is going? Are we going Ryan Johnson?
I think she's gonna tell us to go clean our room.
Look, Jordan Peterson already told me to clean my room, so.
Well, it's okay when he says it, 'cause he's trying to help us out.
Yeah.
Sophie Turner, she's just mad because people think that Game of Thrones sucks now.
Yeah.
You know what happened after we cleaned up our room? Jordan Peterson took us to Red Lobster.
Yeah, that was fun.
I got all the cheddar biscuits.
Them things are really good.
Cheddar biscuits and some surf and turf. I mean, come on.
Right?
She goes on to defend season 8's decision by noting that there have, quote, always been twists and turns. Yeah, those are in the books. That made sense. The thing about Game of Thrones was always been the amazing fact, been amazing is the fact that there was always been crazy twists and turns, right from season 1 with Ned's beheading. So Daenerys becoming something of a mad queen, it shouldn't be such a negative thing for fans. It's a shock, sure, but I think it's just because it hasn't gone their way. No, okay, Ned's beheading happened in the books.
Well,
His beheading also made perfect fucking sense in that you've got a really bad person abusing their power, and you've just come up to him and said, hey, I've got all of this evidence. I'm the only one that has it, and I'm going to give you 24 hours to turn yourself in before I go to somebody that can do something about it.
Right. Well, and here's the thing about Daenerys. Yes, her going crazy was foreshadow, but as many people have said, foreshadowing is not character development, and she flipped on a fucking dime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Throughout all the series, every instance you found of Daenerys was her trying to balance the natural assertiveness of the Targaryens with being a better person. Mm-hmm. Breaking the chain, breaking the wheel, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And then for her to be like, oh, I'm in King's Landing now. Well, time to burn fuckers.
Yeah.
Because reasons. Like, that's the reason people have an issue with it. It's not because she went dirty. People assumed she was going to go dirty.
Yeah.
Like, when the first fucking book came out, people assumed that she was going to become the big bad because, 3 fucking dragons, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's how season 8 did it. And how the problem is that they, instead of doing 10-hour-long episodes, they did 6 of them that were an hour and a half, so you have fewer episodes to do shit with.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's because they wanted that really, really, really big battle at Winterfell, but it also had to wrap everything up like really fast.
Mm-hmm.
You pour all your money into that one big fight, but that money's got to come from somewhere, and that means fewer episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope it was worth it for him.
And then of course hyping up the whole Ice King, whatever the fuck his name is, and
the Night King.
King, Ice King, who cares? Hyping him up to be like this immortals badass, can't be stopped, killed by a child in seconds. Like, okay, whatever, who cares?
And like that part didn't even bother me because like that's the thing is like once you figure out okay you can very easily kill the White Walkers by using Valyrian steel or using obsidian. Like okay, that makes sense. But it just they could have done something a lot better with that.
Mm-hmm.
Could have. My big thing is like, everybody's gonna tune in. They all tuned in. So it's over. Just fuck off.
I work for a fucking cable provider, and it's like they won't let me go home early because Game of Thrones is going to be on. People are going to have problems. We need you to help because people are fucking pissed. They can't watch Game of Thrones. You need to help them.
Oh my god.
My fucking cable went out. What do I do? Pray.
I don't get why they need to get all bitchy over it. Like they got what they needed out of it. Everybody tuned in. It's over now.
HBO got your money.
Well, let's
screw it.
Let's continue reading. Turner would then target fans claiming they were being disrespectful for signing a petition requesting season 8 be remade. all of these petitions and things like that. Well, there was one, and it was over 1 million people signed it. I think it's disrespectful to the crew and the writers and the filmmakers who have worked so tirelessly over 10 years and for 11 months shooting the last season. Like 50-something night shoots. So many people work so hard on it, and people to just rubbish it because it's not what they want to see is just disrespectful. Well, there's a way to fix that. Make something good.
Yeah, I mean,
don't just build up your fan base and then go, oh, no, we can just fart out whatever. They're gonna
That's pretty
watch
much
it
what it was. Yeah,
regardless.
that's literally.
That is what it was. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, why even go on this tirade when you can just look at a petition and go, oh, cute. No.
I mean, yeah, like literally, you don't have to do anything
The
about it.
petition doesn't mean you have to do anything. It just means this many people thought the ending sucked. Okay, no. Like,
You know what major television series it was almost considered like a major cultural event that ended and didn't have petitions or people asked mad about the ending and had everyone satisfied?
What's that?
Breaking Bad.
True.
yeah,
Breaking Bad was like the best thing to be ever on television.
I didn't watch that either.
You should. It's really good.
I'm a
Yeah,
weirdo, I guess.
No, you're legitimately missing out. It's a good show.
Like Piper, when I say it's some of the best it's either some of or if not the best television you will ever fucking watch.
Okay, noted. Whenever I finally finish all the series that I'm in the middle of, I will start that one.
Breaking Bad is one of the
Game
reasons
of Thrones just made me want to read the book.
Breaking Bad is one of the reasons why I was actually disappointed Bryan Cranston didn't have more of a role in the last Godzilla movie that we made.
Well,
I agree.
That we made.
Well, Americans.
Oh yeah, America.
Yeah.
I got you. America.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was mentioning GVGA.
That would have.
I
Yeah,
think-
we couldn't get Bryan Cranston, and I'm very disappointed that we couldn't get him.
Wayne should have negotiated harder.
I tried. I emailed him. And,
Wayne wasn't director. Come on now.
no, but I remember I was the contact man though. I was a.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Hey, you want
Drop
to?
the ball, Wayne.
I tried, dude. I emailed him like no times. I guess I could have sent a tweet. Maybe he would have.
Yeah. Getting Bryan Cranston in that movie and then not fucking using him for the whole movie is like getting Sean Penn in your movie and letting him survive to the end.
What was really funny about
You,
what was
you
really
mean
funny?
Sean Bean?
Yes. And yes.
I thought, not many movies Sean Penn actually last in the end either. When I think about it, he's either
Or
getting,
Michael Bean.
or Michael Bean. He's either getting killed or he's dying of something or something. But yeah, no. I like this one though. Interesting enough, earlier in the interview, Turner admitted she hadn't even watched the final episode. Well, she kind of made it, so I don't think. I don't think she was in it, so I don't think she really needs to watch the episode. Honestly,
Well, I mean, no, it's a completely different experience to watch it once it's fully like edited and shit, though.
I understand that, but she knows what the ending is, so it was like,
I mean, true.
yeah. She also admitted she's been pretty emotional now. Game of Thrones is officially over. My paycheck.
I know, right? Oh
Now I'm just gonna be a shitty X-Men movie. Fuck.
I'm about to get recast once Disney takes over this franchise. Shit. Okay, so while Turner might think that fans being disrespectful for requesting season 8 be remade, the fans obviously felt that had been disrespected by the season. Pretty good. Pretty good line. I like that. And they have a reason to feel that way. The season should have been another 2 seasons at least, with much more palace intrigue in Winterfell with Daenerys and Sansa Stark. The war with the Night King should have also been much more prolonged. It should not have been reduced to 1 episode with Arya Stark becoming a Deus Ex Machina in order to kill him.
no.
Yeah. There should also have been more moves by Cersei, especially with her Golden Company and the improved Bastila. What they should have done is like had her do more than drink wine and look out window.
I mean, maybe
just-
if that's what people want.
Yeah, just
But I thought that was the entirety of Cersei's character, was just drinking wine and looking out windows.
Hey, you remember when Cersei used to scheme and and plot and things like that?
Remember how she's the reason why Ned Stark is fucking dead?
Yep. You remember how she always thought she could outmaneuver Tyrion, and Tyrion's like,
Well, I mean, to be fair, she could until about season 7.
yeah.
Remember during season 2 when she was banging her younger cousin in order to get him to do exactly what she said without question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Tyrion found out and was playing him like a fucking fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Tyrion was smart?
Yep. Yeah, so we could have had some skirmishes overland with Jon Snow's army being harried. Yeah, because the one thing that we've noticed about most of these shows, Jon Snow always loses.
Yeah.
She should have been able to exploit the fact that Snow and Daenerys have split their forces, especially after they suffered immense losses at the hand of the Night King. There's been plenty of story adjustments they could have made to prolong the series and make it so it wasn't rushed, and you didn't have months of time passing in mere moments in the final episode. They could have explored Grey Worm arresting Jon Snow, Sansa discovering the fact that Jon Snow killed Daenerys, the infighting that must have occurred between Snow's Northmen and Grey Worm's Unsullied. Did the Dothraki remain loyal to Grey Worm, or did they decide to set out on their own? All these things could have been explored, but were just tossed aside. Oh, now we're getting into nitpicky stuff. Aside from the story adjustments they could have made, the quality control for this season was absolutely deplorable. First, a Starbucks coffee cup was discovered during the feast after defeating the Night King. During the bells, a cameraman is included in the scene, and the most recent episode, there was multiple plastic bottles of water under people's chairs.
That's not just any coffee cup. That's Valerian brew.
On a separate point, if it is disrespectful to ask for a remake of Game of Thrones Season 8 because of the hard work that went into the film, then it must be disrespectful every time Hollywood reboots an old franchise and tries to put a modern spin on an old story.
Got a point.
Yep. Creating a petition
It really is, too.
Yeah.
So whose side is she on here?
Right.
No, this is the author of the piece.
Oh.
Yeah. Creating a petition to remake Game of Thrones Season 8 is not disrespectful. In fact, the creator of the petition, Dylan D., he's a, firebrand, even noted in an update that technical work of the show from the casting department to cinematography and costuming deserve all the accolades they can get. He even clearly states, this petition is not a comment on their contributions to the show. He does not He does, I'm going to say note, in case he probably meant note. He does note the petition was created because he was immensely disappointed and needed to vent. He also quotes Heath Ledger's Joker. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. And I think this message is one of frustration and disappointment to its core. Fans are allowed to be frustrated and disappointed in entertainment they enjoyed for years. They are allowed to express their frustration and disappointment in various ways, and in creating petitions to express the frustration is not disrespectful. In fact, as Jordan pointed out earlier, Kit Harington, who played Jon Snow, described the series finale as disappointing. Emilia Clarke also admitted that she was flabbergasted when she found out what would happen with Daenerys. So
it's not just
to me.
fans.
It sounds like entitled TV watchers are just full of themselves and don't realize how good they actually have it, with some of the greatest shows on television finally coming out in this time and day and age. I'm sorry, am I channeling Kotaku enough?
Did you just say time and day age?
Yes, I did, because I work at Kotaku. It doesn't pay to spell correctly.
See, I thought you were trying to be the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
he had that to go
That's
into.
Kotaku, I guess.
Yeah.
I was trying to do it in titles gamers.
Fucking gamers are rising up.
Worst
Fucking-
season ever.
Viewers rise up.
Let's see. So when I become an actor, do I get to say anything and go get job offers? Yes.
I mean, obviously. As long as you're a minority of some variety, then yeah, you're fine.
Or spouse the right politics.
I mean that too.
Yeah. And by right,
Even then, you got to be a little bit careful.
and by right, you mean that everybody is alt-right except for me.
Yeah, obvious. Everybody, like no, yeah, they're all literally Nazis.
The world becomes more and more dangerous as each passing day as more people join the alt-right. Nobody's joining the alt-right. Just say they are.
This person made a good point. Imagine if a car company released a model that didn't perform to the consumer's expectations. Now imagine those consumers wanting a vehicle that did perform to those expectations. No manufacturer would ever be caught dead saying those customers were being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Look, the tires fell off. Get over it. Very disrespectful to our design team.
Right? They worked really hard.
They worked really hard on that, guys. Come
Really
on.
hard from the designer of the car to the factory workers who put the who didn't put the bolts in like they were supposed to. Everybody worked really hard. This is very disrespectful to them.
You notice how your engine has a fucking signature on it? That's because it was made by hand by that guy. You owe him an apology.
And we got us a badass here trying to be. Here's the one guy trying to be the contrarian. She's not wrong. Nerds have become serious crybabies since they've been catered to.
That's how you get money from them.
Right?
That's how it works.
Yeah, we're not in a situation. Obviously, there is a segment of people, nerds or whatever you want to call them, who consume product. If they consume product, that means they have money.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a good idea to cater to the thing that will give you money.
Yep.
I mean, unless you don't like money.
Right.
Yeah.
Capitalism wins again.
Yep. Let's see. Can we at least agree that subverting expectations needs to stop being used as an excuse for bad writing? Yes. I 110% agree with that.
No, we should keep it as a thing because it's fucking hilarious to me.
Well, you certainly did subvert my expectations. I expected this ending to be better. Way to go.
Yeah, kind of like, with Last Jedi, Ryan Johnson said, we're going to subvert expectations. Yeah, I expected it to be decent, and it wasn't that. Notice I said decent, not good. I said decent.
Like
And if you want to know the difference between nerds and geeks, nerds are the brainiacs and geeks are the superfans. That's the difference.
Let's not start this debate. That's ours. That's ours discussion.
No, I mean, he asked, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Who's he?
Who asked?
We could do a whole show
Ed.
on that. Let's
Ed.
not do it.
Oh, okay. Let's just say, I'll put it this way. There are differences, but they kind of share the same space.
Oh, they do, because they're usually
Yeah.
fans of the same stuff.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
so-
that
Hours more.
if you're nerding out, that means you're like, yay, math. If you're geeking out, you're like, woohoo, Star Trek or whatever. Like,
I think even if you said that about Star
the
Trek,
core
you're
difference.
still going yay math.
Yeah.
With Star
let's
Trek
be
especially.
realistic.
Yeah.
that's true. That was a bad example. Like, yay, comics or something. but,
That's a little better. Yeah.
it is almost interchangeable. It's just that one is super into, like, brainiac
Let's
stuff.
put it this
and
way.
smart
I'll put
stuff.
it this way. The nerd would be the straight A student that likes that stuff. The geek would be
Yeah.
the guy who likes that stuff, but was probably B, C student. Not saying
Yeah.
they're not smart in their own way, just saying that the geek is more consumed by product than the nerd would be.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way
And
to
the
put
geeks, the geeks aren't, like, super into math club and this and that. They are into the fandoms, though.
Right.
Math club.
There
That's
are
a
math
thing,
clubs.
right?
There are math clubs. believe it or
Math?
not. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there are actually math
Pocket
clubs.
protectors and shit.
This is one of the reasons why I think we should just do a show about this, just not today, because
Well, I mean, that's it,
very
though. There's not much
strange,
to say.
preconceptions.
There's not much to say.
Xavier, all you're doing is making this conversation longer by telling us that we should make this conversation shorter. You're literally not helping anything.
Yeah, I'm saying that's supposed to be the core difference between the two. They're mostly interchangeable, but I don't think that's
Xavier,
worth,
stop. You're
worth
just
an
making
entire
autism
show.
Worse.
Right? I just don't think that's worth an entire show just to say the one thing.
I mean, we could make an entire show. Let's be honest.
We could make an entire show of anything. I could make an entire show about
Yeah.
basket weaving.
Well, how long will we stay on the topic?
Look, we literally have had 2 shows of you painting frogs. Okay, we can have a show on anything.
The topics were all over the place, though.
But still, the
Like,
whole
it
focal
wasn't just
the focal point was you drawing frogmen and women. Let's see. What's it? Give the people what they want. That's essentially, yeah. All right. So, okay, guys, should we go? I was going to ask you guys. You want to go with Todd or do you want to go with Vic? That'd be the which you think we should go with first?
We can always end with Vic.
Oh yeah, because that'll be a longer discussion. I have a feeling. So
Yeah.
okay. So Todd McFarlane celebrating the 300th issue of Spawn, which hey, considering the gamble that Image took to to do this, for Spawn to exist and all that stuff, that's a pretty big milestone.
Yeah.
Pretty big milestone. It's like Tom McFarlane and Greg Capullo return to Spawn for historic 300th issue. Like I said, I want to put something happy in for once instead of just bitching about everything.
Totally understandable.
Yeah, I also like the cover. That's a throwback to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
like his run on Spider-Man. I thought that was pretty nice. Even got the little box thing in the pop. The image. Looks like the whole Marvel, the way Marvel used to do it and stuff. That's pretty cool. Spawn creator Todd McFarlane will return to his creation for the historic 300th issue. McFarlane will provide both interior pencils and inks for the issue. It won't just be McFarlane returning to Spawn. McFarlane will be joined by Greg Capullo. Capullo first drew Spawn beginning with issue 16 and would continue until Spawn 100. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize McFarlane hasn't actually been drawing Spawn all that long. He like I said, he only did 16 issues.
Yeah, too busy doing toys.
Well, he's too busy. No, let's be honest. Too busy making fucking bank.
Yeah.
Because getting into those really high end toys, almost like sculptures,
Yeah.
was a smart move.
Yeah, it really was. And he's been doing that shit for since the 90s?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So he parlayed that initial run from Image and basically created his little mini media empire. So. See, I created Spawn back when I was a teenager, hoping to someday break into the comic book industry, said Todd McFarlane, Spawn creator and president of Image Comics. Now, over 40 years later, not only was I able to have a career drawing and writing comics, but Spawn has been by my side for most of that journey. Even more exciting, Spawn is becoming the longest-running creator-owned comic in the world. That's another very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
McFarlane added, the group of creative folks to help on the historic Spawn 300 issue is something that I hope thrills the inner 15-year-old in all of us. Plus, to have Greg Capullo come back to this title after so many long years is what has me most excited, and I personally consider him to be the top talent in our industry today. He would also add on Facebook, can't wait to show you some of the amazing art that that's already been done for this issue. And one more thing, thank you to my fans for helping me get this epic milestone. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to make this dream a reality. Holy fucking shit! You're telling me there's a comic book creator who doesn't shit on his fans?
What? In current year?
That's a fucking imposter.
Yeah.
Because that's not just a comic creator. That's a fucking professional who's been a professional since the fucking 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Who thinks his fans aren't just a fucking revenue source, but actually thanks them for the fucking success that they've had all over all these fucking years.
How's he selling books though? He's not telling people to not read his book.
Yeah. How does that work?
I'm utterly befuddled right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's promoting his material instead of bitching about politics online. How's he making any money?
Well, remember, making money is bad.
Yeah. If you're making money.
So you're saying he's a bad person then? One of those N-words. Ends in I? Not C's?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Milk shook.
You've been asked a question, Jordan. Are you milk shook currently?
I'm literally milk shaking right now, and not just because I have man tits, but mostly because I have man tits.
Let's see. So where were we? Oh yeah, along with Capullo and McFarlane. And then look at this fucking damn. The creative talent working on Spawn 300 will include current Spawn artist Jason Sean Alexander, Danger Girl creator J. Scott Campbell, and Jerome Opeña. They will be joined by former Batman writer Scott Snyder. Just getting J. Scott Campbell. You got Greg Capullo, J. Scott Campbell, and McFarlane all on one book. Holy fuck. That's awesome.
That's pretty fucking great.
Mm-hmm. McFarlane discussed his vision for the anniversary issue with comicbook.com. I didn't want it to be what I saw with Detective Comics 1000, where you have 60 covers and everyone comes on and they do a pretty picture and they're out. I probably could have gotten 60 people to do 60 covers, because just say, hey, you want to do an anniversary issue? Is good for resale value if nothing else. But I felt, I need to do more than that. So I go, okay, I know Jason. He'll do some inside and outside. So he was a given. Then I went, who were some of the others? I've always been an admirer of Jeffrey Scott Campbell. We're using full names here. Here we go. But when I talked to him, he would turn out a cool cover. I knew that would be easy. That would be a given, at least in my brain. But then I had to say, come on, I think that would be really cool, but not that I announced that Jeffrey Scott Campbell is doing a cover, which should be enough excitement for you if you're drawing Spawn for the first time, even if it's just 1 page, 2 pages. Come on. I just want to add that, like, McFarlane is all over the place when he talks. I don't know if y'all ever watched an interview with him before. That's why it sounds kind of weird. So I always started everyone with 1 or 2, and then started up in the ante. So a little bit of frog in the frying pan. I go, come on. I go, I go, come on. I go.
He seems like one of those people that thinks out loud. So
yeah, that's McFarlane.
Yeah.
That's McFarlane. The biggest story isn't that you're drawing us a cover of Spawn for the first time. The bigger is that you're just drawing Spawn for the first time. I'd go, I think that's cool. Come on. And it will allow me to have more pages for you, so that whatever character you want to draw, you're going to be able to get it in the cover. I can put them into your little story. Come on.
Jesus.
Let little Scotty Campbell, who used to collect comic books, let that kid come to the forefront and do it for him, right? I do it because I want to put a book together that that you and I, when we were collectors, would go, oh my gosh, this is cool. John Byrne came back to the X-Men and Terry Austin is going to ink it. Oh my gosh. So come on, join on board.
Is this guy is he fucking autistic?
Maybe. And that was the sort of pitch
really
that I gave to Greg too. Greg for a different reason, because he obviously already laid down his licks. Wow, this is turning into a cat post.
I think we need to do a new poll.
Who's the most autistic comic creator? But to me, it's just cool fun factor, and the boy band is getting back together for one last tour. Holy shit.
Say last tour, say another tour.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
You might want to do this again sometime if things go well.
All right. Also, recently released his new sketch of Spawn on his Facebook. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so good. Oh, guys, I don't know. I know it's been a long time, but do you remember when the comic book artists produced good art?
Damn, that's some good art.
Have you forgotten that day?
When Todd McFarlane wrote him.
Jesus Christ.
But that is a beautiful fucking sketch.
Oh
Yeah.
Beautiful.
God.
Oh. The 90s are coming back.
Oh, that's so great.
We gotta take out the trash first.
With so much talent involved, Spawn 300 will be an oversized comic book issue. No shit. It will be 72 pages long and feature 12 different covers. Now, for an anniversary, now usually I'm against doing covers like that, but for an anniversary and with the talent you have lined up, I'm fine with that, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, there doesn't need to be 60 fucking covers, but.
Right, but 12 different covers, that's not too bad.
Right.
I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, this is Spawn number fucking 300.
Right.
a big fucking deal. I'd be totally cool with that.
That back in the 90s, that people, even though McFarlane was a well-known name in comics, people bought Spider-Man because of McFarlane,
Mm-hmm.
And when they all jumped ship and formed Image, there were people laughing at them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they can't do anything. They can't. Well, then the next thing you know, Spawn and Wildcats and all those titles were number 1, number 2, number 3, overtaking Spider-Man and X-Men and things like that. And they're like, whoa, maybe they can. It's kind of like, Cab describes it best. It's like all of a sudden everybody's driving Ferraris and doing cocaine,
That definitely sounds like a Cab way of describing things, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Let me check the chat. But yeah. Yeah, 2012 Jameson, oh, so good. Yeah, exactly. It just looks so beautiful. Never read Spawn, but I've seen a lot of art. Love the animated series and just the character and concept. The animated series, oh God, if it could have been longer.
We're heroes, but not zeros. Wildcats!
Not Wildcats, not the Spawn series, not Wildcats. Get out of here. He had to be... He had to be gone.
Had to do it to him.
Had to be gone.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he realized that he can move himself.
Yeah, just put him back. Oh, I'll do it. Fuck.
There you go. He's been moved.
No, wait.
You did that, not me.
I didn't do that. Did I do that? I did that. Or did she do that? She did it.
I was trying to rescue Xavier.
And you put yourself...
And I flubbed it.
So, Optimus, we meet again. 10 years since you banished me, I have raised my armies. I've conquered lands. And now I've come to take my vengeance.
It's hilarious because Wayne wasn't even the one who fucking yeeted you. It was me.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan, for...
You were the traitor all along?
Thank you, Jordan, for creating my arch nemesis. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anderson lied to me!
Wait. Hold on. I'll say it this way. You're welcome.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not SJW Soundwave. I knew it. Wow, there are no comments on this, really? Okay, here we go. $7.99 for one comic? Yikes.
That's
in this regard, I'm actually okay with it.
I mean, okay. Now, keep in mind, $7.99 for one comic, but it's 72 pages, and my dude, should I remind you that it's fucking Todd McFarlane and it's fucking Spawn?
Tom McFarlane, Greg Capullo, J. Scott Campbell.
yeah, I likes them names.
Yeah.
This is a book that could get away with that kind of price tag, but
I'll be honest, that price tag doesn't really throw me too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you also have to just remember how much is being charged for comics in general.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, divide that number in 3. See what you get. Because if this was a single issue floppy, that would be about what it would be priced.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing
I don't feel like doing math, nerd.
When I got the trade for Old Man Logan, it couldn't have been more than twice. It couldn't have been more than 120 pages, and that was I paid like $30 for that shit.
Yeah.
So for 72 pages for $8, that's not bad.
Well, your average comic's what, 22, 24 pages? 22.
Yeah, something like that, 22.
So yeah,
and that's what, $3.99.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
So you're actually he's cutting you a deal.
Yeah, divided by 3 comes to like $2.66.
Yeah, so it's actually not bad when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
And knowing McFarlane and stuff the way I do, this will have the 300 issue. There will be serious ramifications in it. There will be something that'll change Spawn forever. Because that's just the way he does things. He'll, when there's an event, it's like going to be huge, and it's actually got ramifications behind it. It doesn't, that will last for years and years and years.
And in news that nobody but me is going to care about, apparently, FromSoft is making a Game of Thrones game.
That's what George R.R. Martin was doing besides finishing his goddamn book.
Yes, Game of Souls.
Hey, I'm okay with it, man.
Well, to be fair, they were supposed to make that, that new Tenchu game, and then Sekiro came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Subverting expectations?
Yeah.
Ninja Souls.
No. Piper, if you play Sekiro, that shit is literally just Tenchu.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you. I'm trying to remember the last From Software game I ever played.
I wonder who you play as.
Pretty sure it made me mad though.
Yeah, I wonder who they let you play as in From Software Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, I guess that would help determine whether or not you get raped.
I mean, what if getting raped is, something that you want to do, though? Don't kink shame me, Piper, all right?
No, I'm saying, like, I guess whoever you play, that would determine whether or not part of the game is you raping or being raped.
I mean, that operates under the assumption that they're going to make something that follows the books. If I had to bet my money on it because it's FromSoft, they're just going to use the world of Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then make all new characters for it and shit.
Probably, because
Well, even if they don't use character, they can use like a character that is like a side character or somebody lesser known, and then give them a kind of a focus.
I think I have an idea. In the books, they talk about where Old Valeria was and how that place is a fucking mess and just a massive graveyard, and nobody goes there.
Right.
Like some seriously bad juju. Nobody goes there.
And you can just send your character there.
Yeah, just send your character there. Literally do
I'd be
anything
okay
they
with
want.
that. Yeah, because they could like have the opening portion of the game be like you're doing a mission for, and maybe you can choose which family you're doing a mission for, and maybe that's your classes. You're like, if you do for the Starks or the Lannisters or the Tullys or whoever, and then you go and do shit, and it's like because you have this untapped potential for this portion of the map.
Yeah. And when you die and you come back to life, it's because the Red God isn't done with you yet.
I like how we're coming up with like a really awesome potential for this game, and it's going to end up being a piece of shit.
I don't know.
I mean, not really.
No.
It's From Software,
yeah.
so.
Right, that's right. It's FromSoft. We already know who it actually would be.
If it was made by like EA, it'd be like
be pretty good.
no.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nope, hype boner dead.
Yep.
From that, it's going to be really, really hard to play. So what are the journalists going to be mad about? Mad that the game is hard, or are they going to complain that FromSoft just doesn't get Game of Thrones?
Both.
If you want me to be honest, depending on how Game of Thronesy they make it, they'll probably be angry because it's not addressing the rampant sexism,
Right.
racism, and other forms of bigotry that's inherent to Game of Thrones. Then they'll complain about the difficulty. Because that sounds about the right points that would.
New Game of Thrones needs to be about Bronn, basically a mini evil Leisure Suit Larry. Which I will say that was a funny line where Bronn becomes master of coin, and his priority is to rebuild the brothels.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good choice.
it's definitely on brand for him.
where the rest of them is like, maybe we should rebuild our ports and bridges.
Yeah.
We're gonna build the biggest brothel in the world.
The game
Something
ends
huge.
with the fight at King's Landing, and you just get incinerated by the dragon.
Jesus Christ. No, it ends with Drogon looking at you, then looking at the Iron Throne and saying, "The stabby chair killed my mom."
Yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones is going to get milked even more now that it's over.
I mean, there's no reason for Martin to not milk it.
Yeah. Game journalists are fucking terrible. They just virtue signal and complain about stupid shit. Yeah. I mean, preaching to the choir over here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Considering, I think before stream I was telling them about. Now, I don't know which sniper it was, or if it's the newest one. Is there a new sniper game?
Sniper 4 came out last year, wasn't it?
I think so. Because the guy described it as like Sniper 3D something. Somebody do that research for me. Jamie, could you get those Sniper 3D things for me?
I'm looking up some Sniper shit. Let's see. I see Sniper Elite 4. I don't see any like 3D or VR bullshit. I don't know. Let me take a look at the. Look at
You talking about the one that ran afoul of the journalist?
Yeah, which one was that?
It just says Sniper 3D Assassin.
Ah, Sniper 3D Assassin.
That sounds really gay.
That's a mobile game.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah. That was the journalists were upset about that because in that game originally you could kill journalists.
Right.
And then they took it out, but they were still bitching. You could have killed a journalist. I'm like, that sounds like Game of the Year right there. I mean,
you're a fucking contract killer. You're not exactly a paragon of fucking virtue. You do bad things for bad people for money.
Or in the case of killing journalists, good things for good people for money.
Yep.
It depends, but.
And not only that, but actually sniping a journalist makes sense.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Makes sense in a game if they're an investigative journalist and then they're about to blow the whistle on something. Like that's typical. That's typical TV shit. Like,
Josh says in the chat they have info that they are going. They're getting to the police, and you got to murk them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
It's just in hit me.
Also, it makes sense to snipe a journalist, Piper, 2019.
That says 3019. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay. And D. Lunar Fox says, put that shit in the next Saints Row game.
Oh, you know what's going to go in there.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious.
That is fucking amazing.
But yeah.
He needs some milk.
Speaking of milk, let's go to our last subject for the night.
Nope.
Nope. Now wait a minute. Our last subject of the night. Blog cited as major source of Dragon Ball Super Broly voice actor Vic Mignogna's alleged behavior suddenly deleted.
You're welcome.
Yep. So yeah, let's go through this. I might have to do a separate video on this. An initial and major source of accusations against Dragon Ball Super Broly voice actor Vic Mignogna appears to have been recently and suddenly deleted. As previously reported on by Bounding Into Comics, a Tumblr blog by the name of Dear Vic Mignogna and other VAs was a long-standing blog dedicated to providing a public forum for people to submit their alleged stories of voice actor misconduct while also functioning as an easily accessible and centralized archive of a given voice actor's alleged behavior. Though the blog was open to stories concerning other voice actors, the blog's original and primary focus were all alleged incidents concerning Mignogna, or Mignogna, whoever that is. The specific blog was cited by Monica Rial and Ron Toye in their defendant's original answer in support of an entry in their factual background. Factual. Factual. Which stated, Mignogna's predatory tendencies are well documented. In fact, there are a number of sites dedicated to the sharing stories of Mignogna's inappropriate behavior with women, including the Tumblr blog Dear Vic Mignogna and three. Wrong. Yep. Stories continue to pour in through all forms of social media, detailing times when Mignogna acted inappropriately towards them, fondling, kissing, groping, etc., without their consent, most while they were still underage, and include allegations of sexual assault and harassment. As of May 20th, attempting to access the blog's URL leads to an error page, as the page appears to no longer exist. However, the blog's contents have been has not completely disappeared from the internet, as the archive exists of the page as it appeared on May 15th. It is currently unknown if this deletion was done by Tumblr administrators or by the owner of the blog. It is also unknown what the motives were for the sudden deletion. I can tell you right now what the motives were.
I could make a wild guess.
You guys want to come in, tell your stories on an official legal record, and maybe try and get some justice that way? No.
Mm-hmm. I believe when the news came out and the owner of this Tumblr blog got wind that they were now that their site or their blog was now in a legal document that can now be subpoenaed. And brought in for questioning, as in a deposition, they were like, oh, shit, I didn't want none of this. I'm out. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Like this person said in their comments. Pretty sure it's because the blog owner, including Pull, realized they could be target for helping to spread malicious lies, and they were probably run by people who couldn't afford attorneys. They possibly got threat letters from Ty Beard. I don't think they got threat letters. I think they were probably okay until Eric Casey got the bright idea to use it as a source.
Right.
Ooh.
I like that. When KickVic opens the evidence folder, Arrow 404 doesn't exist. And what's really funny is like as Nick Ricada pointed out when talking about the Pretty Ugly Little Liars forum and talking about their specific post about Vic Mignogna, one of the things that
it is apparently back up.
Oh, it's back up. I'm not talking about it being down. I'm just talking about them using them as an example. When they cited that remember, those allegations on there predated when the, quote, investigation by Funimation happened.
Right.
And then was added to later because you can edit forum posts.
Right.
So how can you say that that's an accurate use?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's the whole thing. Yeah, like Pool was down for about 8 to 10 hours a day, but they're back up. So I don't know what happened with that.
Wayne, I have a very important message for you.
Mm-hmm.
I posted it in the stream link sharing. You need to show this to the chat because it's fucking amazing.
All right, let's see what you got here.
OAG is going Billy is fucking he's going on a tear again.
Oh.
Billy, no. Billy, no.
Oh.
He okay?
Do you want me to read this one?
Oh, this is the one Angry Gamer shit that Caleb's posting?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Great.
Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead and
Do it. Do it.
celebrate? No. Jaded from all the anime titties we've lost. Embittered by the victims of the lolitary. Downtrodden by the casualties of the waifu holocaust. All these moments have been etched in the annals of time. A reminder that you could have prevented this. But didn't. Look, I know I'm the last. I should be the last person to say this, but my dude, my guy, it's just anime titties. What the fuck you talking about? Ain't nobody's preventing you from fapping to this shit. What the fuck's wrong with you? Did I break Wayne?
No, this thing broke me. Like,
Is he serious?
yeah,
Oh, I see what it is.
Or is it he's
So,
playing?
okay, here I'll show you. So it started from this. SJWs get absolutely rectally wrecked over Alabama public TV banning Arthur's gay wedding episode. Hashtag what goes around. Hashtag too little too late. Hashtag gay rat wedding. Hashtag Arthur. And so somebody was mocking him saying, censorship is good when it censors things I don't like.
mm-hmm.
He goes, what's that you'll always say? Let me find the words. Ahem, clears throat. This is not the hill to die on. Die on. Is that it? Did I do it right? Like, no, it's don't be a fucking hypocrite. You claim to appreciate free speech, yet you celebrate the government censoring something you don't like. That's hypocrisy. Have some fucking principles. Which, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Billy is a gigantic fucking hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
See, to me, he's just laughing because it happened to them.
Well,
that's where
When
it
they're
started.
always doing it to everybody else.
That's the way it
That's the thing,
started,
Piper.
but you got to realize he's been on this kick for like a few weeks.
Piper, do you remember
If
the
not longer.
hashtag lollycost?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Oh.
was started because isn't because of that new VN that came out where that one reviewer was like, this game makes me really uncomfortable because you're looting a lolly now.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that was the game that Billy got fucking ass mad about. That people were like,
my
oh,
God.
yeah. I mean, he's like, oh, my censorship. I don't like this. Give me back my anime titties. I don't know why he sounds like Kermit the fucking Frog, but apparently he does now.
Mm-hmm.
I
now
can't
we-
tell if it's all one big joke or if
We're gonna
he's
save the lollies!
seriously upset.
I don't
Oh my God.
feel it's a joke.
No, I
See, I've
think-
just been seeing him in my feed and going, right? And
Billy
then
has gone
scrolling on.
The guy
You what?
made a fucking hashtag Chadism.
Yeah.
That's why
Don't forget-
we're making fun of it in the Myers Discord. That's why.
That's where that came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't catch that on
Yeah.
That's why my name in there is Uncle Chad, hashtag Chadism.
Show
Yeah, I'm
her
Piper
other
Chad now
tweets.
instead of Piper Chan.
Apparently, I'm supposed to show her other tweets. I think he's referring to this one. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, the mundane Matt thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the. What the fuck?
Damn dog.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he's like gone really south when interacting with people. He's calling people who are never have ever been what I would call an SJWs.
Oh my God, one of them.
He's using that.
You're not with me, you're one of them.
Mm.
Although to be fair, when it comes to Kung Fu Man's Kung Fu Man's starting to slide a little bit to that direction.
Yeah. I've been seeing that too.
Kung Fu Man was the one who was calling me a piece of shit because I preferred people having the choice of choosing whether or not Polly and Honey Pop 2 had a dick or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When everybody was like, "Oh, you're erasing trannies," it's like, no, we're not. It's like you have a choice.
Yep.
Either you can give her a dick or you can have her just have a vagoo. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Best
Yeah.
of both worlds. Oh, you're that's not sticking to their vision. Like they literally only added her with a dick because they literally got thousands of emails about people. People were like, "Dude, when you gonna add dick girls to fucking Honey Pop 2?" And he's like,
Yep.
I'll give you dick girls then. And then people are like, "What the fuck? I don't let my chicks having dicks, yo." And he's like, "Ah, shit, what do I do?" Both choices? Fuck, I don't know. Leave me alone. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this for you, you assholes.
Well, yeah, and I was like, I agree with what they're doing. Like, it's not ideal, I guess, but it's the best thing you have.
Gives
to
the
make both
audience
people happy.
choice, which is I think is fine. You know.
Yeah.
And then Kung Fu Man was like, "How fucking dare you?" Because I wrote those
my
two
God.
articles.
Mhm.
A bunch of people were like, "How fucking dare you have opinions? I don't like you, fucking N-word."
Mhm.
Kung Fu Man used to be cool.
And then
He
got
slides.
fucking Spurgy.
He slides in that spurt.
Yeah.
Like today, he was talking about how Scrump has him blocked or something, which is of all people, he was talking to Shamil about it, right? So you already know where this is going. So he was saying like, I guess Scrump still has me blocked from blah blah blah, and he goes to this like explanation, and then fucking Shamil responded, "Dude, I don't care."
That's exactly how I thought that would go.
Yeah.
I figured there'd only be 2 Shamil responses. Either be, dude, I don't care, or don't get bullied, my man.
or very capital letters LMAO.
Yes, yeah.
Very capital letters.
Very capital letters, yes.
I'm not sure what's worse, the fact that Wayne said it that way, or I knew exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
Because these right here, that's capital letters. Mm-hmm. This is very capital letters.
Yep.
Oh, okay. The more you know.
Coming soon, Trapper Keeper. God damn it.
Sorry, that sounds like great. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Scrump is the Trapper Keeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The masses want traps. I mean,
They did.
I mean, let's see. The people who want traps that I know personally would be Jordan.
Yep.
Cab.
Yep.
Cab.
Yep.
The trap is cute enough.
And Cab.
Yes.
The dick just makes it better, Oni-chan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's not gay.
I think at one point during that conversation, I said, "Why don't we just give all the girls dicks?" Well, because at that point, then you can't be like, "Oh, well, you're just taking the dick off the pot." You just be like, just give every one of them girls a fucking dick toggle. Be like, "Do you want her to have a dick?" Yes.
I really like this girl, but she doesn't have a dick. What do I do? My man.
Bam, I'm the dick fairy. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
Tingle, tingle.
God. Tingle, tingle.
Fuck it. Why the fuck not?
We got another good quote.
Oh, man.
I'll say, have you two not played Honey Pot before?
Hey, guys, you know how...
That's part of the game.
You know how, like, one day we want to get monetized?
Day.
Yeah. Today is not that day.
Well, it was funny actually because when that whole thing first went down, I was actually talking to Josh in DMs about it, and we were on kind of the opposite sides of it. And I reminded him, I was like, do we really think that Honey Pop should be the game that should be like doing the good like trans representation? This is the same game that when you first meet like one of your Asian characters, it's like. The fairy chick says, "Dude, I have yellow fever really badly, like a yellow plague." I was like, "Is this the game that we want? That we expect really good representation out of?" Mm-hmm.
You've got a request to change your name.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta. Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make it better.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy, I get worried when he says I got better.
There's also.
Yep, there it is. There, he did it. There it is.
Tingle, tingle.
Well, you know what? Okay, I can put this. Believe it or not, I can actually put this on subject.
Okay.
And it kind of goes to what we were talking about. Just give them a choice, right? Who cares?
Yeah.
Yesterday, Ethan Van Sciver had a debate with a transgendered person named Alexis Filth or Alexis Filth. I can't remember the exact name. They're a.
Why don't they have like normal?
I don't know, Piper.
Names?
I wish I did.
Wait, I need to get this off of my chest.
John Mulaney.
Why is it? It's not. Feel more comfortable being the opposite gender. It's not just that. It's always the opposite gender, and also a stripper. Like,
yeah, John Mulaney had a whole fucking joke about that.
I was gonna say, like, you just played the John Mulaney bit.
oh,
Don't you know who I am? I'm Strawberry Alarm Clock.
But okay, to explain, and essentially what it was. Now here's where it's going to get kind of deep into meta here, so bear with me, okay? Mm-hmm. The whole thing was, her argument was, why can't we have comics that represent us?
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan said, you can, but why does it have to be Thor? Why does it have to be Captain America? Why does it have to be Spider-Man? right?
Can't you have your own characters?
Right. And but then now here's the kicker, and that's where I said this gets into the meta of it. Well, I don't have money to buy those anyway.
Wow! Shocker!
You have made my point that I've been trying to make for 5 goddamn years.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not consuming product, then why are you upset that product doesn't represent you?
It doesn't cater specifically to you. It caters to the people that are actually buying it.
It's almost like we live in a consumer market with supply and demand.
Who is this? Oh, okay. To separate art from artist, sometimes Billy has good articles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he's not going on, talking about like, my boobies, they're going away.
Anime titties.
My anime titties.
I mean, I think the censorship is stupid, though. I mean, I'll agree there, but I think all of it is stupid. I think Alabama is being very Alabama by banning that.
Say, nigga, if you want to get some anime titties, just get a Switch.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Right?
Yeah, I mean
or just get them direct from Japan.
Or who would have thought that Nintendo would be the bastion for the waifu?
I know. I love that. I love that. Nintendo's the anti.
Piper, to address what you had said, the way that Sony of America is handling things, they are making the Japanese versions of these games be censored too.
Oh, no way. Are you shitting me? Oh my god.
I'm not shitting you. So
and also treating the Japanese devs like shit.
And also the way they do it,
fuck Sony. I hate Sony.
And the way Sony does it is so stupid. Like what they did with Lady in Devil May Cry 5. They put fucking laser beam blurs on her titties and her ass.
Yeah, it's a typical light shine that they do for the broadcast of any
and very obvious light shines. Like it was like there is no light source whatsoever where this would be coming from.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and then you look at
the Xbox for Nintendo.
Then you look at the Xbox One or the PC version. You're like, oh, there's her ass crack. Okay.
Yeah, that's literally all it was. Like, oh, there's some booty crack. All right, moving on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sony patched Mary Skelter 2 to the point that it literally borked the game.
What a shock.
They held one game up for its launch, like the week before its launch, because it still didn't meet their content requirements.
Jesus.
Or their content guidelines.
And here's all I got to say about Nintendo. There is literally a reflexology Senran and Kagura game that you can get for $10. That it's got the HD Rumble, where you're doing reflexology points on the girl's hands and then other places than her hands.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
You say it's got Rumble?
It's got that HD Rumble.
Mm.
You can feel 2 titties in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Mother of God.
Allegedly. I don't know. I haven't bought it yet.
I have a Switch.
Now, let me ask this.
Censoring belly buttons.
What?
Aggressive navel.
What the hell are you talking about?
What? They also censored her belly button for some reason.
Aggressive navels, my dudes.
And I was like, oh shit, aggressive navel.
Somebody call Admiral Kern.
Fun fact, censorship light is called Rays of Heaven. Well, that's
wow.
So Jeebus doesn't want you to fap. Fuck you, Jesus.
Well, let's say what was that? Oh, I mean, at least they're not Todd rays and just coming out of the ground.
Yeah, that's true.
13 times the detail, you guys.
No, 16. 16. 16 times the detail. See, well, that's what happens. That's what you guys don't understand. When you get 16 times the detail, light emerges from the ground.
Yep.
It's basic science.
Yep. Since when is the belly button considered nude? Not lewd, excuse me. That would be since Penny Arcade Expo decided to ban it.
Yes!
That
aggressive navel.
The aggressive navel.
No aggressive navel, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because look, there's some kinky fuckers out there. If they see a belly button, they might want to try to fuck it.
Goddamn.
I like when Mark Kern he made that his campaign for a while. We're gonna fight for the aggressive navel. And one time I just posted a picture of John Cena at him, and I said, "Is this an aggressive navel?" He went ... Yes.
So I tried to get him to take on the nickname Admiral since he was in charge of Gamergate's naval forces.
Admiral Kern, sir.
That is some advanced autism right there. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, the whole like I said, the whole meta of the thing is these people demand stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where so in Honey Pop's case, it was we're adding this girl and she's going to have a peener, right?
Yep.
The buying customer says we don't want peener, and they says okay, we're not gonna take it out, but we're gonna give an option so she doesn't have a peener.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those people were like, fair enough.
Yeah.
And looping it back to the whole thing with EVS and this Alexa, whatever her name was. I want those characters for me, but I'm not gonna buy it because I has no money.
Right.
Yeah.
Making my point.
Mm-hmm.
But then there were players that were legitimately asking for traps too, because they.
Well, that's fine. I'm not saying
like
that.
Traps
I'm not saying
or
they're
whatever.
not. But and it more than likely is just people who just wanted traps, not really transgender.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
they just wanted lady peener.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the developer actually admitted they're like, we use the wrong terminology. Because when I first heard about Polly, I was like, oh, she's a dick girl. Because that's the most common thing that people are going to think of. Because, what? What?
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I received an email from a Mr. Ricada.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's see. And I quote, "Oh, heck yeah, I'd love to come hang out. 8 p.m. Central Time, how long do you record? I'll find a day."
Oh.
That's amazing.
Oh man.
We got him!
We did it, guys!
You did it, Reddit?
Well, I know. Okay, Xavier's been the point man on this, so it has to be on a day Xavier will be here. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be really shitty to be like, oh, it's the day that Xavier's got to be at work. Fuck
Yeah.
How much money did you spend trying to get his attention?
So how about next Tuesday? My God, if you did all this work, and then you're telling me that you got plans for next Tuesday, I'm driving over to Tennessee and throttling you.
I actually have to go pick up my kid brother. He's coming to spend the summer with me. Remember?
You tell him he can get an Uber. He needs. Tell him to come on Monday. See if you can switch a day on him.
Let's see if we can land either the 28th or the 4th.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's on a day you're
Are
here
they both
because
Tuesdays? I was gonna say Yellow Lantern says please be a Tuesday or a Thursday.
it'll definitely be a Tuesday because I want Xavier here because he's the one that's been actually doing the pursuing on this. So
Mata's being a little bit autistic again. It's not a girl if it has a dick.
Oh.
Mata,
Oh no!
Got him.
Image for you that I need to share.
Don't share your
Actually,
folder. Don't share your folder.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. There's a thing that I want you to show him that's a reaction image
Oh.
that I think he'll think is hilarious.
Well, put it in the thing.
Put it on the screen.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'll put it on there. That's pretty good, actually.
Oh, Ed, the guest is Nick Ricada.
Yeah, we're actually looks like
Ricada Law.
we've actually landed Nick Ricada. It seems.
I don't know how, but fucking
Well,
we did it.
Xavier is spending $20 super chats on him.
But Mata, there
Damn.
you go. That's for you. Aren't girls with penises just men? No, you don't understand.
Yeah. So so we're looking, whenever it's good for Nick. It'll either be next week or not next week. You said next week though, right? 28th or the 4th. Okay. So 28th or the
So
4th.
that's I'll talk it over with him. We'll figure something out. And the point is, when we know for concrete what the date is, you will know it, and then we can tell everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But I got a confirmation that Nick will be on this show, so that'll be really, really, really cool. And we will ask him stupid law questions.
I'm gonna have to buy a new bottle. I bought this bottle hoping that we could talk with him, and I've already started drinking it, and it's almost gone.
What is a bottle of?
Okay, to explain, Nick Rekieta is a I hate to say internet lawyer. He is an actual attorney
On the internet.
on the internet, and he does a live show called Rekieta Law. In fact, I'll link to his.
Yeah, Nicky Rackets.
Yeah.
That's why whenever we talk about, Rackets is coming on, that's him.
Yeah. I like his reaction though. It was like, "Oh hell yeah!" That was. It's like hopefully by then he hasn't been sued by Ron Toy. Because that's apparently like Ron thinks he's going to sue Mr. Rackets, and so you know what Nick said about that last night? I don't know if you heard or not. He says any lawsuits can be forwarded to my attorney Ty Beard.
Oof.
So Ty Beard is going to be one rich motherfucker after all this.
It's like, I could fight this myself for free because I'm a lawyer and all, but I have a more fun idea.
Here we go. Yeah, let's get this. I'm pulling it up on one of my other browsers, so I don't. You just don't see me boomer searching. Unfortunately, they're hearing his opening theme right now because it auto played. But yeah, most of the time, there you go. There's the link to his channel, Ed. But yeah, if you get a chance, check out. He's got some like just regular, just like normal videos, but most of the time he just does streams. And it's basically going over different law things, basically things we lulls at, and how they're funny and how the law applies in those situations. And he's been a huge help with like understanding the Mark Wade and Richard Meyer lawsuit, and has been like, I would say, invaluable when it comes to the Vic Mignogna defamation lawsuit.
He made it very clear that on the internet, there's a lot of people that don't know shit about fuck with regards to the law, but are giving out law advice like it's candy.
Yep.
Right. Like Jamal Eigel, internet lawyer. He's I think he's a writer, Jamal Eigel. Writer or artist, one or the other. But he's always like trying to tell people how law works and stuff, and it's like you look at him like trying to dispense like law advice. It's like you have no idea what you're talking about, dude. This stream is pretty much all boomers, right?
How very dare you? I'm not a fucking boomer. Fuck you.
You are a boomer. Remember, you're heading towards the boomerism. You already admitted it.
I mean, yeah, I'm about to be boomer age, but I ain't boomering.
Yeah. Shit. Whatever.
I'm not sure how old everybody is anymore.
When we do get him on, though, I need to team up with Shamil. We need to get something funny Gundam related for him to say. I think I might have him read out loud Delaz's speech.
So that means, okay, we need to get to 1,000 subs by next week so I can have super chats that I can say to that I can say to Mr. Rackets. Oh, man. I spend every day in my yard. It's been nice. Boomer life. I mean, that's the way to do it. If you're a boomer, you got to do yard work. It's just the way it is.
Hashtag the good life.
You got to cut grass or, I don't know, plant flowers. You don't even like flowers. You just plant them.
That sounds pretty gay.
No, dude. No, you don't understand. You need to plow. It has nothing to do with like how the flowers look, Jordan. It's about the sound barrier they supply for your home. So when cars go down the road and shit, you don't hear that, sound all the time. When you become a boomer, you'll understand. It'll all like when you hit 3.0, when you hit 3.0, all of this unknown knowledge to you is gonna come to you like the night, like the next day. You'll be like, whoa.
Yeah, you've already hit all the skill prereqs. You just haven't hit the level cap yet.
In fact, Jordan, you'll wake up the next day. He's like, God, I want a mortgage. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I gotta own my own house now. Damn it.
I hate fucking cooking because I hate cleaning up and I hate having people over. But man, I want to barbecue with people.
I really don't like people, but I really want to have a barbecue with people.
I legitimately feel that sometimes. Like, I would hate doing yard work, but man, I wish I owned a lawn that I could mow.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, when I first moved into this apartment, I needed to plant flowers, even though I was very angry while doing it. So this fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude.
Gotta get more fucking mulch. God damn it.
Right? You get your hands dirty and all that stuff. It's just, what, really? Come on. No, y'all haven't lived. Like, let me tell you this. Like, here's peak boomer, right? And I guess I got my boomer age early because I live in the South and I also live in the country on top of that. So I was like boomering at an earlier age. Imagine a 4th of July, right? A 4th of July, it's supposed to be a holiday, right? Supposed to be out celebrating, having some hot dogs, watching the fireworks, America, good times, all that good stuff, right? You know what me and my dad were doing? We were backfilling the foundation for our new house.
Well, like you do.
Like we do, yeah. We were just, all day long, hot, sweaty, stinking, sunburned, and, all this shit, and then, it's like, okay, well, we got that done. You know what we did on Memorial Day?
Barbecued?
No, not Memorial Day. Excuse me. Labor Day. That would have been the holiday next to that. Okay. Yeah, on Labor Day. No, we didn't barbecue. You know what we did? We were grading the yard. Because see, when you're a boomer, you got to make sure you got the fall in your yard so the water goes into the ditch and not just sit in your yard, right, when it rains.
Yeah.
Because
I will say this too. It was after I hit 30 that I was like, man, I just want a lawn that's big enough to justify having a riding lawnmower.
Oh man, dude, I am not
because
kidding.
I want one. I want to ride one.
The whole 30/40-year-old boomer with on the lawnmower with their sippy.
Yeah,
that's not a meme. That's real life.
No. my mom has a riding lawnmower. And after they got, when I was still living there, they were like, "Hey, you want to mow the lawn for us?" I was like, "Yeah."
Right? I'd be like, "Can I?"
Because the thing was, I had to do it because my mom, for whatever, how allergies just kind of can be onset sometimes.
Right? Yeah.
She got allergic to cut grass.
Mm-hmm.
It got so bad.
It's unfortunate.
That, her eyes would close shut.
Oh,
they'd swell shut. So I was like, I'll fuck you. Oh, you want me to get on your riding lawnmower and just fucking spend an hour out there just, having a sippy? Yeah, fuck, I'll do that. I'm fucking
right?
All right, let me tell you
I want a yard
story.
that's just big enough to justify the riding lawnmower, but not so big that I'm out there for more than 2 hours.
Let me tell you a story of riding lawnmowers, okay? For years and years and years, we had is, for a long time, we had a push mower. So when you have a push mower, you hate mowing the lawn. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Yeah,
you hate mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
You absolutely hate it. It's like, why would I do this? I'm literally torturing myself to do this, right?
I'm going to replace all this with sand.
Right, exactly. Or rocks or something so grass can't grow, You get your first riding lawnmower. It still kind of sucks if you're getting like the ones you buy at like Walmart and shit like that, right? Those Murrays and things like that hardly fucking turn. Because I hated those things. I was like, God, I can't do anything. It still takes forever to do things. So you're just sitting. Basically, you can't go fast enough so you can't even get a good breeze if it's really hot. So you're just riding back and forth. It's like, God, this is so fucking boring. Then we got our first 0-turn lawnmower.
Ooh.
Right? And my dad said, I want you to mow the lawn. I said, fine. I went and started it up. I mean, when I started, it was like... I was like, ooh, I like this. And all of a sudden, put that thing into high, because that's another thing about a 0-turn. You have to go fast. It's literally got to go fast. It's basically so the PTO will kick on and work and everything like that, right?
Right.
So you put that thing in a high throttle, you drop that blade, And remember, 0 turns, so it doesn't matter where you stop. You can just turn the fuck around because you ain't got to go in a wide arc like one of them motherfucking stupid other mowers. You just turn the fuck around. Dude, I'm 45 miles an hour easy mowing the fucking lawn. I'm like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever done in my fucking life. It was so bad. It was so bad. My dad stopped me. And I said, what's wrong? He says, I'm glad that you like the new mower, but would you quit doing donuts in my yard? Because I was just spinning around. I mean, come on. You got a 0-turn lawnmower. The first thing you'll do is just spin around. Because it's fun, right? You just go like, wah!
Yeah, the controls of the fucking levers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I want when I finally do own a house. Because I imagine sitting there, these 2 fucking levers are my controls. Now I'm a fucking mobile suit pilot.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nothing because it's got like flick switches and stuff. You got flick switches and stuff like that. Like, oh.
Get the right theme song in your head, playing over some headphones, and you're gonna have the greatest time ever.
To describe it to the pre-boomer, who's Jordan. Okay, you know that bit that Gabriel Iglesias does about the Krispy Kreme donuts?
Yeah.
It's like that, but with a lawnmower. You remember the feeling he described? He's like, "Wah!" You know, like.
Yeah.
And in this case, if you're going down on your boomer lawnmower and the cops pull you over, you say you want to ride. I mean, come on, I'll give you a ride. I could pull that. I could pull that with this lawnmower. This is how good this lawnmower is. I can pull your car. Hitch that thing up. Let's do this. Geek boomers is the best boomers. You're right, Piper. That is. Like, honestly, but I think geek boomers are a thing now. Is because the stuff we grew up with, unlike our previous generation, they most of those grew out of the stuff they liked, or
Yeah.
it didn't become like an everyday thing for them and stuff like that. But for us, like, because we came up in a more, dare I say, entertaining and marketed generation.
Yeah.
So we kind of carried our fandoms with us.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Jordan, you said earlier with Ninja Turtles, how, April O'Neil was your first crush, animated crush, right? That just, because that was something you remembered and you carried that with you all these years,
Yep.
It's
Still
kind of
got
like
things for yellow jumpers.
Yeah, and like me with Transformers, and like Xavier with his Gundams, and Piper with what do you like?
Dildos.
Wow. What? What did you say?
I said dildos.
Oh yeah. There we go.
That's look, Wayne. That's clearly something from her fucking childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like, stuffed animals.
Don't be saying wow.
Pokemons. There, Pokemon.
Pokemon, I almost said Pokemon flavored dildos.
Wow.
No.
Oh, you do like werewolves.
No, I'm saying that's one from my childhood that I still like and is childish, is Pokemon.
I would say the one thing I love more than Gundam would probably be, entertainment-wise, would be Ninja Turtles and the Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, there you go.
That was
I
good shit,
do
too.
really like those two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was my childhood. Was I had a bunch of those on tape, and then I had a tape that had a bunch of episodes of Voltron on it, and that's where I got my lifelong ambition of being a robot pilot.
Ed says in the chat, my generation is fuck. I don't even know which one I am in. That's how fucked it is.
I think you're Gen X.
Yeah, how old are you? And we could probably tell you.
Well, they keep changing the age range for millennial to
they
include more
do.
people, so it seems less lame.
Lads, I have a very important message for you.
Okay.
The world makes sense again.
Going to talk over this a lot because if we don't, then we will get this copyright strike. So I'm going to keep talking while this is going on.
I remember when I was a kid and everybody wanted to play Ninja Turtles, I would get pissed off because they're like, "You're a girl, so you got to be April," and I'm like, "I'm gonna be a turtle."
You're the hot one.
Well, April did
That's
shit.
true, but I wanted to. Yeah, but I was like, I was always like the only girl in this neighborhood in my age group, basically. So I would get pissed though, because I'm like, y'all get to change out like who y'all are.
You
And I'm always
that's
a
kinda
fucking
your fault
April.
for not- that's your fault for not being deeper into the franchise. You could have been Mona Lisa.
Yeah, you could have been from
Whoa.
the fucking live action Ninja Turtles. That was
No, that was
No.
yeah, that was
What are
garbage.
you talking about, Wayne?
There were legitimate female characters that they ran into and hung out with.
Yeah, I know who
well,
you're talking
basically, it was whatever they had action. Even though we weren't playing with the action figures half the time.
about. Well, I mean, at least you played.
You got a flying
It
car.
sounds like at least you were trying to play like a boy, right? Because
Yeah.
you know that whole thing was like boys when they play and like they play with action figures or playing, they become the character, right? They
Yeah.
are Batman. Whereas a girl, psychological, and this is just proven psychological stuff, right? That girls
Yeah.
project what they want onto the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Batman is now going to drink tea and put on pretty dresses and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
That's the
I
thing that happened in the comics.
I played like a boy. In fact,
You had more friends though, didn't you?
yeah. Well, and it
about
probably helped that where I lived for the longest time when I was little was like everybody my age group was boys. So that's who I played with, and I played like boys. But even by myself, if I had like character toys, for one, I liked, except for mermaids, I liked boys' toys more than girls' toys.
Yeah,
But then I played that character was that character.
Why
It
didn't-
wasn't that character as
Yeah. Why didn't
Whatever,
they
girly
let
shit.
you be Splinter? That would have been, a compromise.
right.
Yeah.
Splinter's a boy. That's why.
Splinter's a rat.
Get wrecked.
Yeah.
I know, but they're like Splinter's a boy rat.
Could have been Metalhead.
You could be April.
Oh God. Piper being the robot turtle. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, she could have been Leatherhead. She could have been the Cajun. Well, you were in fucking Louisiana. You could have been the Cajun alligator guy.
Right?
Okay. Mata, you
Damn
said
it.
you lost the topic, but we were done talking about the topic. Now we're just talking about bullshit.
Yeah. It's kind of drifted all over the place.
Mata's trying to be the hole over in here. Jesus.
All right, guys.
He
back
can
on
take
topic.
that
Taps the
title if he
sign.
wants.
Back on topic here. Come on.
Don't make me tap the sign.
That once again reminds me of Gabriel Iglesias bit. The racist gift basket. It was not the not the whole bit.
Oh yeah.
The part where he was also like, all the white people in the crowd like, oh my God, where's it going? And all the black people said, motherfucker, this better be funny. Oh God. The funniest thing about that bit was when he redid it years ago and he had G. Riley on stage with him.
Yeah.
And G. Riley explained what happened after the fact. And he says, so I come back in the room and said, and he's talking about, he said, I'm Martine and got my liquor. And this tubby motherfucker over here is eating my chicken. Derailment as always. Yeah, but there were rails.
See, Wayne. This is why I keep telling you. We need to go into the show without having any topics. We just talk about what the fuck we want because this is what happens anyway.
Well, you guys.
At least we still cover topics, though. I mean, we do it.
I think if we
yeah.
came in here and just played it fast and loose, we would accidentally create structure.
Look, I'm telling you, there's so much autism here. I'm pretty sure that we would start with no structure and it would eventually create this weird amalgamation of structure.
Well, it's like, y'all don't know this, but this actually goes according to my plan.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah.
You have a very loose structure, and then you're just like, we're basically like action figures for you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna set them up in their little places. Oh, the fucking mulatto figure, he toppled over. I'll get him in a minute. He's doing his thing.
Yep.
He's spurging about fucking Game of Thrones again. Fuck it, who cares?
It's essentially, we start off, we bullshit, right? Do topics, and then bullshit at the end. That's that's how it works, It's like, yeah. I have a structure. It's it might not make sense, but it works. All according to Kikaku. Yep. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go commit Sudoku. Okay, well, I think that's good for tonight. Speaking of, so
Yeah.
I think that was fun, whatever this was.
I
But,
had a lot of fun. We're gonna have even more fun later as we talk business.
yeah. All right,
Oh yeah,
guys.
that sounds super fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Wrong.
The chat throws wrench into structures. Yeah, the chat doesn't help either. In all this. All
It's
honesty.
funny because we've got Mata's outnumbered usually in trying to keep us on topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else is throwing stuff out there.
It's like, no, keep going. Right?
Yeah.
Yellow Lantern, totally racist.
Right.
So, I need a reason to live, and you guys and Piper gave it to me. Aw, that's sweet. Hey, man, if you need to talk, hit us up. We're around, especially if you're on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, I want you to look up @SoulOfCab, talk to him, and send him a dick pic.
That's the
Open with the dick pic.
Open with a dick
Yeah.
pic, and then see where things go. Anyway, like I said, it was fun tonight. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. We appreciate you coming out, and once again, we will be back tomorrow night, I'm sure. If not, it was probably Piper's fault.
Damn it.
And so I say to you all, once again, thank you, and y'all have a good one, and good night.